What up, amazing people? Wagwami, but Wagwami, Shady, it's Lord Mickey. It's Talk with the Lord, and we are back up on another episode of this beautiful podcast. I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. Always a pleasure to be the one who speaks so you can listen and engage. One very crazy week it's been for me. Can't even really describe or tell in perfect words what I feel so far about the week, and I'm just really hoping that the rest of the weekend is not wicked to me, to you, to everyone listening to the sound of my voice right now. I really hope you're fine. I hope your week was beautiful, eventful, terrific, one you would want to experience again. And if it's not one you want to experience again, don't worry. I understand how it can be. I think we share that in common as far as this week is concerned. Thank you so much for being here. And I am touching on something very customary to us as Africans, as Nigerians. I guess this also happens in some other parts of the world, but please, as much as I know, I am limiting this to Africa and Nigeria at large. There are a few tribes, I think, in this part of the country, in this part of the world, I mean, my apologies, it's Nigeria, I'm referring to Nigeria. There are some parts of some cultures or tribes in Nigeria that do not necessarily do this thing customarily, but it's a rampant thing. It's like majority carries the vote type of thing, yeah? Where when two people are coming together to get married, a man wants to get married to a woman, he has to pay the bride price for the woman. There's something called the bride price for those who probably are not Nigerians, so are going to be listening to this. And this bride price is, you are asked, as the man, you are charged a certain amount of money and a few other items for you to provide for the family of the lady you're getting married to, or you're intending to get married to. So, in fact, this is so ridiculous with some tribes that the amount of things they give to you sometimes to provide as your bride price to the lady you're getting married to can be so outrageous, like outrageous. There are people who get themselves indebted because they need to fulfill this particular part of their life, which is getting married and having to pay the bride price of the lady they're getting married to. They have to get in it can be that ridiculous with some tribes. And some tribes you don't really have to pay too much. Sometimes what you're even paying is just a test. It's not really something you're paying like that, but you still have to provide certain items for the family of the woman you're getting married to or the lady you're getting married to. And this is very, very common in a lot of our tribes in Nigeria and in Africa and some other parts of the world. And I really cannot tell where this originated from. I do not know its base. I do not know in the most basic sense of it why it's done. But it's customary, it's tradition, it's something you have to do. It's something I will have to do also when I'm getting married to my fiancée. So it's customary, but it's something I have a very big problem with. This might have to be a little longer than I expected it to be because it's almost 4 minutes recording this and I still have so much to say. I have a problem with this. I've been very, very vocal about this for a couple of years now, because I try to wrap my head around why there has to be a price tag to love. As much as we would want to, or people would want to say that is not what it is, it actually is that. I don't understand why there should be a price tag to wanting to get married to someone you are willing to spend the rest of your life with. I don't understand why there has to be certain things you have to provide for the family of the woman and say, oh, these are the things you required of me, material things you required of me. I've provided them for you because I want to get married to your daughter. I don't understand why that's so. I have a very big problem with it. a very huge problem with it. Because to me, it doesn't really make too much sense. It doesn't really make too much sense. I'm getting married to this person because I love them and I want to spend the rest of my life with them, right? The family probably does not even understand the ups and downs you as a man and the woman you want to get married to have had to go through, how much time you've been together, all the things you've had to like sacrifice for each other before getting to that point of marriage. I do not believe that it's sane for you to just pick a random person and say it's time for you to get married to them. Sometimes you date, you graduate into courting with the person, you engage them, and sometimes this is something that takes months, years for you to do. The process, all the things you have had to put into that relationship before it uh, materializes into marriage, it's not something to be swept under the carpet. They are not things you can just easily overlook. They are not things to act as though they were never there. And these are not things that the family of the woman you get married to might understand or know. So why does it not get to the point of marriage and I'm having to pay a certain amount of money to the family, buy certain things for the family? If I am gifting because I am doing that willingly. It's a very different thing entirely. But if I'm having to like be mandated to buy certain things, it's like you're telling me if you do not bring these things, you cannot get married to our daughter. Which in other words means there is an exchange here. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but it seems as though there is an exchange here. I'm exchanging my daughter. I don't really care much about your love for her. I don't really care much about what you guys have gone through together. But as long as this set of things that you're supposed to buy as the right for the bride price are yet to be bought from you to us, then you can't have her. And this is one of the major reasons why when women start going through all sorts of ridiculousness in their marriages, they find it very difficult to leave. Because this is a man who has paid and has spent so much on you before getting married to you and on your family. Yeah, apparently I have not even done half of that to the man's family, for the man's family, so it doesn't really cut it. This man probably has spent millions on your family, on your bride price, on your marriage. He has had to shoulder so many responsibilities. He has had to like, it's more like he has bought you, and then you're having issues in that marriage and you cannot leave. I don't really want to mention a particular tribe. But then it's so ridiculous at the point where there is a tribe, certain tribes, some tribes, that this thing can be so ridiculous at the point where the amount of money the man has to spend to get married to a woman is so outrageous that sometimes you'd have to like walk a decade or sometimes over a decade for you to put or gather that money together, except you're like very, very wealthy. But if you're like an average income earner, a decade might not even be enough for you to gather that type of money. And then you exert so much energy, time, effort into gathering this money to get married to the woman, and then she starts going through bullshit in the marriage and she can't leave because she understands what's at stake. The family may not even be able to provide all the things the man has spent on them. And there's no way you're going back to that family. Now, no way they're accepting you because, do you know what this man has spent on us and on you before getting married to you, before you moved into his house? So it's crazy. It's really crazy. When or if I have a female child or female children, I do not see myself doing that. I do not see myself having to tell a man who's interested in getting married to my daughter to pay an amount to me or buy certain things for me to tell how serious they are that I want to get married to my daughter. I should be able to trust my daughter enough that she's bringing home the right person, and I should be able to evaluate the person my daughter wants to get married to as well to know if is someone We can accommodate. I think this is just the most important thing. Evaluate the person your daughter wants to get married to. See if they are good enough for your daughter. And then let your daughter be really, really convinced about the decision she's about making. If these two things are in check, why do I need your money? Why do I need all those gifts? Why does my family, extended or not, need all those gifts from you as the man? Why? If love doesn't really cost a thing, then why? It doesn't really make any sense to me, you know? And this is just what I'm bringing to your mouth for you to chew on and digest, you know, this week. And I really want to know what you think about this whole bride price thing. It's been there before we were born, before our forefathers were born. It's tradition. It's there. It's there. But what do you really, really think about it? Do you think it's something, as a lady, do you think you would love it if your bride price is paid? Do you think there is any significance attached to the payment of your bride price? And as a man, do you really fancy the whole idea of having to pay a bride price on the woman you want to get married to? Yes, of course, you can't say no because it is the custom. You want to get married to this person, and because you are interested in the woman, you would have to do everything required of you to get married to her. But like in the truest sense of it, in your heart of hearts, if you think about it, does it really make any sense to you? You know, because I see marriage as a two-person thing. It's not the man getting married to the woman alone. The woman is getting married to the man as well. They are both getting married to each other. So I don't see any reason why there should be an obligation of material things the man has to provide for the family of the woman before he can get married to that woman. I really don't understand why that happens. But this one I'm bringing to your notice, and I've shared my 2 cents. I really want to know what you think as well. Thank you so much for listening up until this point. It's Talk with the Lord. I am Lord Mickey. Enjoy the rest of the weekend and keep being amazing. I love you. Bye bye.